Hello everyone, welcome back to the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign. As I'm sure most of you are aware, we have been looking at the Crime World podcast created by Nicola Tallant and Sunday World editor Neil Donald. And in particular in the last two videos, I just want to again compare how these people, these two journalists in the podcast tried to show that circumstantial evidence was a positive and that it was something that obviously should be and could be relied on in court. And then in the next video, we showed very, very clearly how Neil Donald and Nicola Tallant completely erased Detective Joe Ryan from the scene of the murder and totally belittled what that man seen in the moments leading up to, during, and the immediate aftermath of the murder and robbery at Lordship Credit Union. They totally eradicate him from the story. They show no respect for a detective of his standing whatsoever and simply brush over his evidence and in main just try to brush it and airbrush it completely from what happened, from the facts of what happened in the car park of Lordship Credit Union. And just to cement and to prove what we are saying in respect of how these journalists are putting this podcast across, Crime World podcast across, just want a couple of little clips again. And the first one in particular shows how pathetic these two people are and have absolutely no idea of what they're talking about. And it surely again proves that they were given some notes or a diktat from the authorities, get that story, get that narrative across, and that's all we want. Don't worry about facts, don't worry about details, just get this narrative and story across. So just going to listen to a quick 30 seconds here. Just listen to this, please.
Stolen this Volkswagen Passat some days before, and that it was to be used in this robbery, so it was pre-planned.
Yeah, so they were seen making movements in this Passat a couple of days before, which was obviously the scoping out procedure.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Now, both of these journalists have just said in that clip that this gang was seen moving around in this Passat in the days before the murder and robbery at Lordship Credit Union, and that there was some sort of a scoping exercise ongoing. Complete and utter fabrication, lies, totally inaccurate, and again, it is just pathetic, disgusting journalism. There can't be anything else said about it other than it is totally false and inaccurate. And I ask the question again, why are these people making a podcast about something they know absolutely nothing about? No preparation, no notes, they're grasping at straws, they're just throwing out a narrative that obviously mustn't have been given to them by a third party, because they've obviously no idea of actually what happened on the night of the murder and robbery. And in the days preceding it, there was no one seen. After the Passat was stolen in Clogherhead on Wednesday the 23rd of January 2013, that vehicle wasn't seen again until it was burned out on the Saturday the 26th of January 2013. So they're talking complete and utter nonsense there, and there should be some court of redress, or these people should have the manners at least to acknowledge their mistakes and their total and complete inaccuracies. And again, we're going to just listen to another little clip and just try and comprehend that they're just talking sort of word salad and throwing stuff out here that means absolutely nothing, with no detail, no facts, and again, covering the faults and the failings in the investigation. So a quick listen to this, and again, another very short clip.
All of these things, and there is CCTV there, you know, not always fully clear, but again, it's not, the case doesn't stand or fall on any one of these single things.
No.
Is there somewhere in the world that we can acquire these things that Donald is talking about here? Things. What are these things? Some of the CCTV footage is bad and we can't see anything. Now you're after telling fucking lay in the last clip, saying that these people were seen driving around in a Passat the days before the Northern robbery. Complete and utter lies, false. And then you're coming and telling us that the evidence used against these men, and these evidence used against Aaron, is not very clear, it's not good, and you just sort of put a whole lot of jumbledy bits together and you get a result at the end of it. Again, another complete and total word salad, and just pushing a false and fake narrative. And I will repeat again, you must have been handed this by a third party, because neither of you could be that stupid, because all this information is in the public domain. Neither of you could be that stupid to tell so many inaccuracies and, to all intents and purposes, lies, because deceit comes from omitting. Omission is a lie, and you're omitting the facts. That too is barefaced lies to the Irish public in this podcast. One more little clip, again, another little bit of word salad, but it seems to show again where Talent and Donald are willing to go to create and polish a narrative handed to them by a third party.
Sure, and it's built up, you know.
And there was a really intricate picture and mapping done of the creeper burglaries, any CCTV that was available around them. Of other robberies, there was certainly more than 10 robberies identified that they were believed to have conducted by this gang. And the Gardaí investigating it painstakingly went through every little bit of that to try and create a picture of what this gang were doing. I mean, it must be very hard.
Again, we see Nicola Talent here alluding to over 10 creeper burglaries. I don't believe there was. I think there may have been 8 in the case, but that's neither here nor there, but it's just facts that are wrong. No mention whatsoever that one of the men that was charged and was tried over some of the burglaries was actually in the United States of America for more than half of them. And this idea that this was an ongoing gang, and they've tried to give a narrative and a picture that this gang was prolific along the border and doing different things. Nothing could be further from the truth, because half of the alleged gang was in America. And no word whatsoever that the only CCTV footage actually showing and evidence describing the perpetrators of the burglaries bear absolutely no resemblance whatsoever to any of the men that have gone through the court system, or any of their friends for that matter. Now, we know that other people mentioned had nothing to do with the Northern robbery, because they're either somewhere else in another part of the country, in other countries, and indeed either at home with a number of family and friends. So the whole narrative falls on the fact, and again, she's talking here again about this gang. There is no gang. Where is the gang? Where are all these gang members? If the guards went to so much detail, where are all these gang members? And one that does stand out from being at the trial from February, March and April, burglary, as I said before, I'm not sure whether it's in Mullingar, it's in that area. And the man seen stealing the Jeep was 18 stone, and a large bodybuilder's neck on him. And that's the way he was described, and that's the way he looked. And nothing could be further from any of the men that have been through the system. So again, it's just there are several other parts of the video or the podcast that we could look at and pick out at all these. But that's just wanted to do this quick video. There's 3 small pieces: total inaccuracies, wrong, false, lies. Then we have a situation where Donald is continually trying to link, or not link, but to compare the Northern robbery at Deutsche Credit Union to the Regency. It's absolutely nothing like it. It's absolutely nothing. I don't see or cannot see any comparisons. If Mr. Donald wants to show them or discuss them in any way, I'm sure his public and those who watch or pay any attention to this man would like to hear. What are the similarities? Again, it's just a word salad that means absolutely nothing. Two totally different crimes altogether. And then we have at the end the apology being made by Nicola Tallant and trying to continue to peddle the curated and the false narrative. So it's just a little bit more of what these people are trying to do, and they have to be called out on it, because it would be unfair of us to allow it to go unchallenged. Again, keep saying to these people, any journalist, if there's any issue with anything we're saying, if they can put some facts or details to any of what they're saying, we're more than willing to listen and to look at what they have to say and see if any of what they have to say contradicts what the Justice for Aaron Brady campaign is putting forward. Thank you once again for watching. I hope these 3 videos have shown clearly that this podcast was created to peddle a false narrative. Now there's a couple more serious issues that have to be dealt with in it. Unfortunately, we're not finished with this podcast yet. There's more lies and more deception that these people must be called out on. So thank you once again for watching. I have to keep asking, please like, comment and share. You can see from our social media platforms that we are being seriously shadow banned and a lot of tampering with our figures, and we really do need your help. Thank you to all those new subscribers. As I said, I think we're just at almost at 420. Really would like to get that up to 500. So please, if you have the inclination to do so, please hit the subscribe button, because it does help with the algorithms and getting Aaron's message out there. And thank you once again, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you.